So in this section, we're going to explore this idea, which is the foundational idea behind the first card of the magician, which is becoming the magician. So towards the end of the first chapter or the first letter in the book, in our textbook that we're using, the author finishes with a correspondence with Jungian archetypal psychology. Since then, Jungian psychology has really advanced even to the point where there is like a new field of archetypal psychology. But the main idea behind, whichever subgenre of the tarot it is that we're studying, whether it's from a Jungian perspective or from a Christian perspective or from a Hermetic perspective or from any other creative approach, is that idea of becoming the magician. So in Jungian terms, you have the conscious and you have the subconscious. And it's all about establishing a relationship between how we consciously act in the world and the energy that arises from the subconscious, which unfortunately the majority of people do not understand that relationship, which is why the majority of people just wander around the world and they're being triggered by these cues that they think it's coming from outside, but it's triggering their the hidden parts of themselves. And for the simple fact that people do not know themselves, people do not realize that they have a subconscious and underlying hidden parts of their minds, that basically puts them in a circular path where they just go around in circles, right? So it's really important to discover who we are, and the first step of doing that is to discover the subconscious, right? Now, in Jungian terms, Jung calls it the unconscious, right? But I think a better term is the subconscious. It's not unconscious. It's just sub. It's very subliminal. So the idea is to establish the relationship between our conscious and our subconscious. And the best way to do that is to trigger the energies from that hidden part of our mind. And that is what Meditations on the Tarot does. By focusing on not only the images, but the different aspects of those images, it evokes those energies from within us that we are called to become. And the first card of the tarot, which is that of the magician, is precisely that. We are to, call forth, bring forth that inner magician and to establish a relationship with it and to become one with it, right? To become one with the inner magician or the inner master or the inner Christ, right? Or the inner Buddha. There's various different terms that one can use, but that is essentially the main idea behind the meditations, is to establish that relationship with this magical aspect that is hidden right beneath our nose.